It was a regular day for one Louisiana state trooper who pulled over a speeding vehicle on Highway 17.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Trooper Nielsen, Louisiana State Police. The reason why I stopped you was for speeding.
But as soon as he talked to the 18-year-old driver, it became clear that the young man was hiding something.
You smoking weed today? Look at me.
I did earlier. I'm not high right now.
Okay.
Even though he admitted to using drugs earlier in the day, the trooper suspected there was more to his story.
Where do you live? Be honest to me. Monroe?
Yes.
Richwood? Yes. You don't live in Winsboro.
Yes.
Why would you try to bluff me on that?
After almost 30 minutes of conversation and trying to get to the bottom of things, the officers at the scene opened the trunk of the car.
I'm gonna do the obvious thing I want to do.
And discovered a dead body.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is who?
That's Mike.
That's Mike. How did Mike get there? Tell me.
It wasn't me, man. It was.
Okay.
I just hit him, bro.
You just hit him?
That's it.
Welcome to Seriously Criminal, a true crime channel where we cover unsolved crimes, chilling murders, mysterious disappearances, and more. My name is Eric, and I am your host. Don't forget to like and share this video. On July 29th, 2020, the Louisiana State Trooper spotted a black and orange Chevrolet Camero speeding on Louisiana Highway 17 near Winsboro around 5 p.m. The vehicle was going over the speed limit, so the trooper signaled the driver to pull over by the side of the road.
Hey, driver.
The young man behind the wheel didn't have his driver's license with him, and the trooper immediately noticed he was nervous. When he got closer to the car, the trooper was sure the driver was smoking marijuana. A strong odor emanated from the inside of the vehicle. When asked about it, the young man, who had identified himself as Michael Mitchell by then, admitted he had smoked weed 1 hour ago. However, Mitchell claimed he wasn't high. The trooper then asked him for his home address, and Mitchell said he was from Winsboro, but couldn't remember his address. It was yet another red flag. While inspecting the car, the state trooper noticed 3 bullet holes on the driver's side. 1 bullet had gone through the back window. When asked about it, Mitchell claimed that the car belonged to his older brother, who was shot a couple of days ago. Now convinced that the young man was lying or hiding something, the state trooper called in and asked the dispatch to check if a vehicle fitting the description of the 2017 Chevrolet Camero was involved in a shooting.
Hey, it's Jesse again. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm here about a mile north, about a mile north of LA 4 on LA 17. I got this. I got a orange and black Chevy Camero stopped. I had him stopped for speeding, 73 and a 55. And it's got bullet holes all in the driver's side, right by the door. Y'all ain't looking for a car involved in anything.
He ran the license plates and discovered that the car parked in front of him was registered in Monroe, Louisiana. Michael Mitchell was from Richwood and not Winsboro. The whole situation became even more bizarre when a pickup truck pulled up behind the state trooper.
Okay, all right. Well, I got somebody pulling up behind me, Scooter. All right, thank you, fella. Hey, now, who are you?
They done scared me to death.
Well, how are y'all here?
Cause my people from that's them on the phone.
What do you mean they were looking for him?
They looking for him. The car missing. Hey.
Okay, give me the phone. Hey, man. Okay, what? His name is Mike. He's not given that name, though.
And a man came out carrying a phone. He claimed that the family of the driver had sent out their friends to find the young man because they were looking for him. His distinctive Camero was also missing, so everyone assumed he left in the car. However, when the state trooper answered the phone, the person on the line said they were looking for Michael Robinson. The driver said his name was Michael, but had another last name. The family member gave a completely different description of the hairstyle of the person who should be behind the wheel.
You got plaits in your head?
No, sir.
Okay.
That led the trooper to think Mitchell was the owner's friend and knew where Robinson was. The state trooper then tried to get the truth out of the Camero driver, who admitted he was lying about being from Winsboro. Mitchell also said that the vehicle belonged to a friend who had given him permission to use it to get to his sister's house. Now thinking that Mitchell had stolen the Camero from Robinson, the trooper called Monroe Police Department. It was then confirmed that Michael Robinson was reported missing by his mother. However, the description of Robinson didn't fit the appearance of the man driving the Camero, which led the trooper and other officers who arrived at the scene to suspect that the car was stolen. After all, there were bullet holes in the Camero itself. Law enforcement decided to search the entire vehicle, including the trunk. When the trooper opened it, he was met with a shocking discovery. There was a lifeless body inside the trunk.
Sarge, there's a dead body in the trunk.
At a glance, officers saw that the victim had a hairstyle described by the Robinson family. Michael Mitchell was handcuffed on the spot.
Put your hand behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
The trooper asked him who was in the
Who
trunk.
is that?
That's him.
Who is who?
That's Mike.
That's Mike. How did Mike get there? Tell me.
And Mitchell replied that it was
It
Mike.
wasn't me, man.
He
It
then
was-
started
I
sobbing.
just hit him. I just hit him, bro. I did.
You just hit him?
I just.
Okay.
Less than an hour later, Mitchell was in an interrogation room. Michael Robinson Jr. was 23 years old in the summer of 2020 and lived in Monroe, Louisiana. He was a college senior and was supposed to graduate from Grambling State University in the fall.
Robinson's family told me that Michael's death has been hard on everyone. He was on his way to graduating from Grambling State University this fall, just before his life was cut short.
Robinson was a trustworthy young man who was close to his family. He lived with his parents in Monroe, Louisiana. When they didn't hear from their son for just one day, his family knew something must have happened to him. According to Robinson's family and friends, he dreamed of becoming a state trooper and had already filled out the application.
He was planning on becoming a state trooper. He already had his application he was getting ready to submit this week.
The young man dreamed of moving to Dallas, Texas, renting an apartment on his own, and working in law enforcement. Robinson's cousin confirmed he knew Michael Mitchell, but they were acquaintances and not close friends. Michael Dwayne Mitchell Jr., the murder suspect, was only 18 years old at the time of the crime. He was interrogated by detectives shortly after the arrest and immediately started talking about another person involved in the killing of Michael Robinson.
And at the intersection, you would make a right. And it was like right there on that street because it's like super dark. You know, like you can't see nothing really.
Okay. Alright, so we got Cameron. He was the shooter, right? What did he shoot him with?
He had a charge 9.
According to Mitchell, 19-year-old Cameron Powe from Monroe was the actual murderer. Mitchell was allegedly forced to help Powe dispose of the body. Mitchell told the detectives that Powe and Robinson had a fight in early July. That incident was the motive for the murder. Powe then plotted to kill Robinson and asked Mitchell to help him out. Mitchell agreed because this would give him the opportunity to rob Robinson.
When he went missing, we knew something was wrong because it wasn't like him.
The 23-year-old was shot and killed during an attempted robbery. His body was found stuffed in the trunk of a car after Louisiana State Police stopped 18-year-old Michael Mitchell Jr. for speeding.
On July 28, 2020, the two men attacked Robinson. According to the suspect, Mitchell allegedly saw Powe shoot the victim several times. Thinking he might be next, because he was a witness to a murder, Mitchell went along with Powe's orders. He placed Robinson's body in the Camero in order to dispose of it in Winsboro. Powe allegedly gave him directions on where to leave the vehicle. Cameron Powe was arrested without an incident at his home in Monroe on July 30th. Both Powe and Mitchell were charged with second-degree murder and robbery. The bond was set at $500,000. The two were sent to the Ouachita Correctional Center to wait for their trial. But a shocking twist came soon after. Days after the arrest, Michael Mitchell sat down with the investigators again to give his second interview. Meanwhile, the detectives were already suspicious of the alleged involvement of Cameron Powe, since they had no evidence he was anywhere near the victim at the time of the shooting, and his alibi was solid. Monroe Field Office conducted its own investigation and delivered the report that proved Powe wasn't involved. This time, Mitchell confirmed he was the one responsible for the murder and robbery. Powe had nothing to do with it, and Mitchell implicated him because the two had a fight weeks before the murder. Mitchell withdrew the statements that were made immediately after the arrest, and the Louisiana State Police dropped all charges against Powe. Mitchell stated he wanted to implicate Powe to hurt his reputation, which he did in a way. Local media outlets covered the story and announced the names of the two alleged killers. Furthermore, Mitchell confirmed that the motive was robbery. Mitchell was indicted for second-degree murder in November 2020, but the wheels of justice moved slowly because of the global pandemic. Finally, Mitchell was scheduled to appear in the courtroom on August 29, 2022, but the hearing was postponed. The new date was October 13th. Since he had waived his right to a jury trial, Mitchell's lawyer, George Britton, was supposed to introduce the case in front of a judge and convince them of Mitchell's innocence. But it seems like he had chosen a plea deal because Steve Tew, 4th Judicial District Attorney, confirmed that Michael Mitchell was sentenced to 25 years of hard labor for manslaughter. He is currently in the Ouachita Correctional Center. The body cam footage taken by the trooper who pulled Mitchell over and discovered Robinson's body in the trunk was released to the public in the summer of 2023. The reasons behind it are still unknown, but it is possible that the Robinson family is in the process of suing Mitchell and was advised by their lawyer to upload the video online. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.